Okay, y'all. I'm gonna just go run through this one more time because I didn't see anyone in the room. I'm here in Story, Wyoming, allegedly on vacation. But big news happened today. The city of Oakland lost the lawsuit against OBOT. The coal lawsuit has finally been completed. After multiple appeals, over $20 million in legal fees when you combine how much we spent on our own legal fees and how much we're going to owe OBOT because we owe their legal fees. We're going to get into that in a minute when we look through this case. And I'm going to run through this as fast as I can. Oakland lost the lawsuit. What did I tell you? How many times? It's been 9 years. How many times did they run a victory lap about this? How many times did the city of Oakland put out press statements that they were successful in beating back coal? Look at the thumbnail that I have with this video. You see Grand Lake Theater talking about we beat coal in Oakland. Well, nope. Coal is absolutely going to ship through the streets of Oakland. Now, a few things. I signed the No Coal in Oakland pledge in 2020 when I ran for District 3 City Council. Why? Because I didn't know much about it. I wasn't educated. And this is how the No Coal in Oakland, the Sierra Club, and the progressives normally pull off their scams. They go right for the emotion. Of course, you don't want coal shipping through the streets of Black West Oakland. First thing you think, coal dust, people getting asthma, it makes perfect sense. But here's the reality. They've tested this. They have, I'm not going to go into this today. Normally, I provide all of my receipts. Come back next week and I will give you everything I'm telling you right now. I promise to give you evidence. But the city of Oakland and the county, not the city of Oakland, the state of California has conducted several tests around coal emissions and the trains that are going through Richmond and other places around Oakland. It was a lie. We had deals on the table that included covered cars, mitigated practices to make sure that there was no coal dust, even though it's been proven it didn't hurt people anyway. We also had a no coal deal on the table. I want the city of Oakland to disclose. As a matter of fact, we need to demand that the city of Oakland disclose all of the, look at my notes here, all of the settlement term sheet that was signed that they walked away from about 6 years ago. There was a no coal deal on the table. They had a deal where they were not going to ship any coal through Oakland. And they denied that deal too because they were going to the map because they had sworn to beat Phil Tagami and California Partner Group and run them out of town because they dared to ship coal through Oakland. Someone needs to be held accountable for this. That was 18 months before this trial commenced, this renegotiated term sheet that included a no coal deal. It's very important for you guys to realize what I'm saying. The city of Oakland is going to have to pay OBOT upwards of $10 million in legal fees. We spent at least $10 million in legal fees. And for 9 years, we did not collect $1 million a year from the lease agreement. So that's $9 million. And then all of the taxes and all of the other subleases, you're talking about upwards of $40 million in the negative because City of Oakland's government was hijacked by the Sierra Club and No Coal in Oakland for whatever purposes. It didn't serve the taxpayers. It didn't serve the taxpayers. This is probably, I cannot think of another thing that encapsulates the idiocracy of Oakland's politics. Now, I want to take a minute before I get into this actual case. The grand jury report that came out this week, Alameda County grand jury report that came out this week, which typically focuses on issues and corruption countywide. The whole county focused just on Oakland this year. I highly advise you to look up that report. Again, I don't have time to put all this stuff on the screen today like I normally do. But look up the Alameda County grand jury report and read it for yourself. All right, let's get into this. The Oakland bulk and oversized terminal versus the city of Oakland. The city of Oakland, usually the city, sometimes Oakland, entered into a series of agreements with OBOT that gave OBOT the right to develop a bulk cargo shipping terminal at the site of the former Oakland Army base. One of the agreements of the ground lease is the property at the project site for a term of 66 years at $1 million a year to ship coal and do other things. But amid the public backlash after word that there would be coal going through the streets of West Oakland spread, and some people smelled a grift, the city of Oakland entered a lawsuit. I have had at least 5 episodes of Gotham Oakland on the coal lawsuit. Go back and watch them. Go to Gotham Oakland YouTube right now, like, comment, subscribe, go back and watch them. I don't have time to go through it today. I will be here for hours and I'm on vacation. I'm just here to bring you breaking news that the city of Oakland has lost this lawsuit. Let's go to the second page. So they sued the city with an operative complaint asserting causes of action for the breach of the ground lease, breach of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, and declaratory relief, meaning their money back and the right to go ahead with it and go through the lease as they did it. The plaintiffs alleged that OBOT, the City of Oakland, made efforts to advance the project, but that the city refused to cooperate and fulfill its own obligations, making OBOT progress impossible. Let me break it down in simple terms. Oakland served as both the regulatory agent and the leaseholder. And so they used their powers as the regulatory agent to circumvent their ability to actually carry out the lease. Now, the judge, if you look here in its highlighted portion, following a bifurcated bench trial on the issues of liability, the trial court, I'm trying to highlight it, but I can't on StreamYard, issued a 95-page statement of decision, finding the city of Oakland liable on the plaintiff's claims and entering a judgment for the plaintiff. This was like 2 years ago, maybe 1 year ago. Then in separate orders, they awarded the plaintiff attorneys fees and costs. The city appealed this judgment, spent millions more in appeals. And what happened? Well, look at the bottom page right here. The city appeals the judgment on orders asserting 4 arguments that the judge, number 1, misinterpreted and misapplied the force majeure provision. Go back and watch the last Gotham Oakland episode to learn what force majeure means. I don't have time today. I'm trying to get back to my vacation. Number 2, interpreted the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealings to duplicate or alter express terms of the ground lease. And number 3, erroneously declined to apply claim preclusions. And 4, improperly entered agreement to OGRE on third-party breach of contract claims. A lot of legalese. Basically, they were throwing everything on the wall to see what stuck because they went back on the lease they signed. The last sentence is most important. We conclude that none of the arguments had merit, and we affirm, meaning City of Oakland lost. Now, this is 58 pages. I'm going to put it in the chat so you can all look at it yourself. But let me give you some closing remarks here. And I wish I had more time. I'm on vacation. I'm trying to take some mental health time. But look, y'all, quick rant. City Attorney Ryan Richardson and his former boss, City Attorney Barbara Parker, has for years been telling City Council that everything was fine and that we would prevail and that no coal would ever ship through the streets of Oakland. They knew they were lying. They knew they were lying the entire time. They knew they were lying the entire time. When Judge Brenda retired, Harbin Forte ran for city attorney, she refused to sign that pledge. Why? Because she knew that it was a losing case. Judge Brenda appears on one of the Gotham Oakland episodes where we actually review the Kentucky bankruptcy hearing and just how ridiculous it is. We knew we were going to lose this case for years. So why did the city of Oakland continue to spend millions of dollars of our hard-earned money? Remind you, we're close to bankruptcy. We need every dollar in Oakland. These are your parks. These are your schools. I need you to really just understand this for a second, all right? So after 9 years of grandstanding, bad faith, and burning taxpayer money like it's monopoly cash, the city of Oakland finally actually lost that lawsuit. And so, like I said before, coal will flow through the streets of Oakland. So let's be real. The city knew they were going to lose. The writing was on the wall years ago. This was a 65-page contract. It was ironclad. The courts told him over and over again, you cannot just break a legal agreement because you changed your mind. But what did the city of Oakland do? They kept appealing the lawsuit. How much money? $10 million in taxpayer dollars. They kept stalling and sending our taxpayer dollars directly into the legal paper shredder. Over 30 million wasted and another 10 million plus in lease at 1 million a year we would have gotten for 9 years, and all of the taxes, not to mention the subleasees, how much they would have paid and the taxes that they would have gotten. That's not potholes. That's not parks being cleaned up. That's money for police and public safety and fire stations, gone. Money to stop illegal dumping, gone. And let's not forget the cherry on the top. They were literally paying for the privilege to lose, for performative altruism. Now, this is all because the political class that's now begging for a federal bailout from Trump, who they claim to hate, wanted to virtue signal on coal while cutting shady backroom deals on the side. Just go look it up. It's in all of the receipts on Gotham Oakland and in my X profile. This was not about protecting the environment. It was about protecting their image, while Oakland's working class families are stuck footing the bill. And you know what? They didn't just lose the lawsuit, they lost all of their credibility. Ryan Richardson has lost all of his credibility. There should be grand jury investigation. There should be federal and statewide investigation into pay for play for Ryan Richardson. He signed a pledge that clearly said he would act in the interest of the Sierra Club and No Coal in Oakland over the interest of Oakland taxpayers. He should be immediately recalled. He should be charged with whatever crimes are appropriate. My bad, y'all. I'm really trying to take vacation here. So look, y'all, repost this. You heard it here first. The city of Oakland has lost the coal lawsuit. We're very likely going to lose the $1 billion lawsuit in Kentucky. And when we go bankrupt next summer, because of the No Coal in Oakland deal, and because we let Ryan Richardson and Barbara Parker and No Coal in Oakland and Sierra Club hijack our legal department for their environmentalist causes that had nothing to do to benefit taxpayers. And I know what you're going to say. Seneca, you want people to have people sniffing coal and having asthma. Yo, if you cared about the health, I live in West Oakland. I live on 11th and Peralta. And you know what? Every fucking day, I have to close my window because I smell smoke coming from a burning car or RV. These are some of the most toxic things known to man. We are averaging 3 vehicle fires per day for 4 years in the city of Oakland. At least 2 of those happening in West Oakland, where 70% of the city's homeless reside. Maybe that's changed since East Oakland has a lot of homeless now. But the point is, there's a daily fire that we have to breathe that shit in. And you're talking about some coal dust, but you're not talking about the RV fires? You're talking about some coal dust, but you're not talking about the community ready core dump truck leaking transmission fluid directly into the bay? You guys are full of shit. You're fake ass environmentalists. You sicken me. You do not care about the earth. I have an urban farm. I have to put 3 feet of wood chip on top of the soil just to put more soil on top of the wood chip just so the roots of our food do not grow into the toxic soil in West Oakland. I know about the history of environmental racism in West Oakland. This ain't it. This is performative altruism. And I need you guys to wake up. The city of Oakland is going bankrupt because of this lawsuit. Do you care? Is a single news outlet going to actually tell the truth? Because guess what? When the studies come forth, when the studies come out, and I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about these studies yet, but my bad, y'all, I already let it out the bag. So if you're the person who I'm talking to, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. There have been environmental studies that prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Oakland has been lying about the potential of asthma and all the derivative health effects from shipping coal through Oakland. Debate me on it. Don't call me a bunch of names. Don't do the ad hominem, straw man's appeal to authority, anti-intellectual, boo, whatever. Just debate me. Point out errors or omissions in my facts or logic that there would have been no derivative health effects in West Oakland from shipping coal through Oakland. And definitely it pales in comparison at minimum to the homeless problem. But I haven't seen No Coal in Oakland say a thing yet about the homeless problem. Not once. Not a single time. So anyway, I'm out here, Story, Wyoming. We got a creek behind me babbling. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm trying to get back to what I'm doing, man. I'm out here in a retreat, talking to some post-partisan solutionaries about how we're going to save the world and just getting off these digital devices, man. But I got this lawsuit today. I'm gonna put it up here one more time. I will put it in my X account. Well, I don't know if I can share a PDF, but I'll try to put it in the description on YouTube later. But check that shit, y'all. We lost. We lost. We lost. How much time and money wasted? How many jobs could we have had in the city of Oakland where we're desperate for employment? The damage to Oakland's working class is seriously, I don't know how you begin to measure. I really don't know how you begin to measure it. But yeah, that's it. Peace, y'all. I'm out of here, back to my vacation. But hold your elected officials accountable, hold Ryan Richardson accountable, hold Libby Schaff accountable, and tell Barbara Lee, who signed that pledge, by the way, Barbara Lee signed that pledge, that she needs to go ahead and wrap this up. No more appeals. You lost. The Supreme Court's not going to take it. Wrap that shit up. All right, y'all. I love you. Peace.